Can I ask you one question? I know there are different philosophical Buddhist positions on where is the Buddha now, or what is the influence of the Buddha now, this minute.
I think, as you mentioned,
do you feel personally the presence of the Buddha?
Oh yes.
The same historical figure in a new form?
No, not necessarily historical figure, but you see, I don't know what you say, Buddha's spirit soul.
Spiritual.
Or in other words, is in Buddha, different form.
Yes.
So Buddha is not just the physical Diganisha.
No. So Buddha is not just limited to the physicality.
No.
So Buddha is still alive. Buddha is still there. And number of cases is actually seeing Buddha and receive some teaching. Also is possible. Recently, I was told one Thai great the monk, he actually, you see, received vision of Buddha and his immediate disciples, Arhat. So since then, you see, he accepted Buddha's spirit or Buddha's being still there. So some Buddhist school of thought, when Buddha passed away, then Buddha's mind no longer there.
Yeah.
Some Buddhist school of thought accept that.
No. So some those schools actually believe that there is an end to the continuity of the consciousness or mind.
But you
now there are four major different school of thought in Buddhist tradition. So one school of thought. Even there, I think subdivision, 18 divisions, mainly four, again four. So some, you see, believe at the time of Buddha's death, Buddha's mind no longer there. But the rest of the Buddhist school of thought, you see, believe Buddha's mind still there and Buddha's being still there.
And so I mean that would be similar, essentially the same as the Christian understanding that Jesus died physically because he was a human being,
Yes.
so he had to die. But his consciousness continued. And it's, first of all, his immediate disciples.
Consciousness of, I think, the beings, Jesus is
Jesus as a being, and still, Jesus as a being.
Yes.
as I mentioned earlier, if you use Buddha's mind, then you get impression only mind. No.
Yeah, I see.
Oh.
Yes, well.
So Buddha's being means complete. It's a different form of body, or sometimes it's a formless body. Okay. So Jesus Christ, his sort of human physical, that passed away, but his being still there. We got sort of blessing, and through meditation, through certain sort of experience, you can have, you can get because of that
Interaction.
interaction.
With.
Very similar. Very similar.
I think the Buddhist explanation, our sensorial consciousness based on the part of body, and as you mentioned, the brain, related with brain. So brain of this physical. Now those consciousness not heavily depend on physical, like dream, sometimes special dream body. Some cases, dream body can depart, can separate from this body. So that's mind not depend on physical, gross or physical sort of factor. So therefore, that way, sometimes greater chance see Buddha's being or Jesus Christ being.
And the Christian would believe that the continuation of the being of Jesus is a presence that is active in some way, and it can, if we collaborate with it, or if we open ourselves to this being in his new form, that our lives are changed, transformed.
Yes.
Our minds are changed by that.
That's right.
So there is an active, subtle, of course very subtle, but an active influence of the presence of Jesus. And you would say the same is true of the Buddha?
Oh, yes. Oh. Actually, the very purpose of appearance of Jesus is benefit or helping to, we call, sentient being. So, from individual sentient beings, or perspective,
when the Buddhist explanation would be, if there's particular sentient beings, karma is ripened.
That means his or her own mental attitude become sort of
Receptive.
receptive. Then you can see. So similarly, I think the very purpose of appearance of Jesus Christ is not only serving during his own generation. I think, frankly speaking, during his own sort of lifetime, Jesus may not be so popular. After him, you see millions of followers there. So his energy, with his sort of being, among his followers, this is mentally something sort of receptive. Then certainly, there's some special blessing or some special sort of connection can develop.
So we would say, although his physical body died, he still has a body in different
subtle
realms,
level.
in subtle ways.
Yes.
Both in his followers, but in another sense, with the cosmos, with the whole material world.
That we can say. We can say.
Now, in Christian language, we would say Jesus died, he ascended, he went up, he went into this other realm, and he returned to the Father. And he became reintegrated with the Father. So I think this, in the Buddhist parallel to this, if there is a parallel.
The Sanskrit tradition, yes.
So in the Sanskrit tradition, so from the point of view of Sanskrit tradition of Buddhism, we could also see that the Nirmanakaya form of Buddha, in which the Buddha Shakyamuni appeared, finally dissolves into the Sambhogakaya form of Buddha.
Nirmanakaya means
the emanation body.
Buddha with appears solid body. So Sambhogakaya, body, but not this solid body. So solid body, there's beginning, end. birth and death. The more subtle body just as of the manifest from deeper as of the Dhammakaya, like that.
Yes.
So,
No, yes.
so like that. But sometimes I really little sort of doubt. Some you see, some people say, Father, Son, Holy Spirit corresponds with Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. That I don't know. If you see, because of the too much enthusiasm makes same, then I think it is unique sort of aspect may lose.
Yeah.
So I prefer, it is unique thing, must keep. But meantime, you see, it's our responsibility to make clear all these different sort of philosophical views or different way of approach is really immensely helpful to humanity. So therefore, we need, I think realistically speaking also, you see, the world never be Christian world, will never be Buddhist world, or Hindu world, or Muslim world. So we'll still remain like that. Some Christians, some Buddhists, some Hindus, some Muslims, some Jews, some...
Do you think, I think we must go, but do you think there are people who would say, many people today, religion has caused more problems and therefore science, the scientific method, scientific knowledge is a better substitute or alternative to religion.
Science and technology also, you see, create a lot of things which brings fear. Nuclear weapon, biological weapons, chemical weapon, all these things brought by scientists, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this I do not agree. Science, now I think time for our lunch.
Time for
So afterwards, you see, even lunchtime, we can discuss these things. Okay. So then, sort of double act by mouth, and also because of this ear, and I think mouth, you see, because of the double responsibility, eating, talking. Go.